Hey, we're going to take a look at a quality assurance director job responsibilities. And my intent for this is that it's important to understand what the role of a quality assurance director, manager, whoever is leading the quality position at a company. So what a quality director does is assures quality products and processes by establishing and enforcing quality standards, testing materials, and product. That's one line. The actual number of people who are involved in this process is a lot higher. And I'm not quite sure what happened with the video there. I'm sorry about that, but it seems to be attempting to focus somewhere. So we have a person whose responsibility is they assure that we have quality products. What this means is that the quality director is often extremely focused on ensuring that the organization only ever produces an absolutely perfect part. And sometimes that person seems focused on that task to the point of its extreme. But that's their job. And I know as a production manager, manager of manufacturing, director of operations, that sometimes I was extremely frustrated because we probably produced a product that absolutely met the customer's requirements, but what we had published about the product wasn't being met, and it might have been one small aspect of the product, and at least to me, but not to the quality director. Their responsibility is to ensure that we have quality products and that we sell what we say we're going to sell, and that the product meets form, fit, and function. So when we're looking to ensure that a product meets form, fit, and function, if it's a product that we have a specification with the customer, if we aren't meeting the form, meaning what we see of it, the fit is the dimensions of where our device is going to go, and the function is what we define as the functionality of the product, what we said it's going to do, how it performs. And if we're not meeting those, and it's got a drawing associated from the customer, and it's a Saturday and we're trying to ship, it's just not going to happen. If it's even a product that is going to a consumer, and we have some sort of outgoing inspection has found a minor detail where we're missing an overall dimension spec by, say a few thousandths of an inch, and we know that in the customer's application, no one's going to be living to that or needing that tight tolerance, and it's a Saturday, we still aren't going to ship. We're going to have to call a material review board meeting on Monday and get organizational approval to ship that product and probably get our documentation changed. So we've only started to look at the aspect of the quality assurance director's job, because we talked about assures quality products. Now the second aspect is and processes. So the quality assurance director has to review our processes, ensure that they're adequate, And this is really a big task. Now, that person is responsible, and so in reality, they may not be a process engineer themselves, but they'll have quality engineers who can help them ascertain whether processes are good. Or they're going to assure, as manufacturing engineers, that we've developed good processes and that we've documented them and that there have been the appropriate approvals to maintain those processes. Then it says that by establishing, so we're assuring quality products and processes by establishing and then enforcing. So I've talked a little bit about we need to establish good processes. We also have to enforce quality standards, and that's the job that the quality director has to make sure of, is that we've met the required quality standards. And then there's testing materials and product. So the quality director has to ensure that they have programs in place and to assure that we're testing product correctly and that we're ensuring that the product is good going out the door. Now we're going to continue for a couple of weeks here talking about short discussions about the quality assurance director's job duties. Now, how this ties into quality management and the systems that have to be put in place is those systems have to come from, well, we put in the requirements within our quality management document, but a lot of what is needed to be done can be found from looking at the quality assurance director's job responsibilities. Now, quality assurance is it's a great field to go into. As some of you have discussed in homeworks at time, whether or not you would like a position as a quality engineer or within the quality department probably depends on the type of individual you are. If you love standards, if you are an enforcer, a person who is looking for adherence to details, the quality assurance positions may be of interest to you. Now, all those things I just said are also good qualities of manufacturing personnel, because we're all responsible for quality. The difference may be just how, as a quality assurance individual or control individual, what I've found is the characteristics is that they have a strong need to meet what is written. The person who may be in manufacturing, though, has a desire to improve the process and improve the product, which means that we need to change those processes. The quality assurance person needs to help us make sure that we're maintaining that, but we're never satisfied in manufacturing with things as they are today. We're constantly looking for improvement. Interesting thing is the quality department is always looking for continuous improvement also. But they're going to want to make sure that our specs are updated, that in a way they're doing a policing activity, which we should really, as professionals, be doing ourselves. I think if you're rigid and in your ways and maybe don't feel that your creativity is to change things, but to ensure that you have a good environment for maintaining consistency, then you may find that a position in quality works for you. There are a lot of areas that require research to understand testing and be interested in quality assurance. That's a really good combination. Sometimes you have to do environmental testing and you need to understand the product, but you love to work in a test environment. Those are all good reasons to go into quality. And finally, a good reason to move into quality or manufacturing, depending on where you're at, is sometimes it's a good promotional path. There are companies that I've been with that require that you move through every director's position before you can be considered for a vice presidency. At some point in time, you'll then be the role of the director of quality for 6 to 18 months. And so you might as well be sure that you know what you're getting yourself into. So hopefully this is helpful. Enjoy your week.